HFY Stories, Danu's guest answering Earth's call home. The starship Oisin's Promise drifted through the endless void, its shimmering hull catching faint traces of starlight. It was an old ship, its systems patched and repurposed over centuries, yet it held a special place in the hearts of its crew, not just for its history, but for its purpose. Captain Kira Venn stood on the bridge, gazing at the holographic display before her. The image of Earth rotated slowly in the air, a blue and green jewel wrapped in wisps of white clouds. For many of the crew, it was the first time they had seen their ancestral home, not in history logs or faded photos, but as a living, breathing planet. Kira's voice was steady, but there was an edge of awe in her tone. We've come a long way to be here, to answer the call of Earth, after so many generations. Is something I didn't think I'd live to see. Danu's voice. The Earth had changed. Over the centuries, it had become a quiet, almost mythical place. After humanity spread to the stars, Earth had faded into the background, its resources depleted and its skies choked with the remnants of industrial ambition. It became a sanctuary of sorts, protected by ancient treaties, its once thriving population dwindling as people sought new lives among the stars. But recently, something strange had begun to happen. A signal, faint yet unmistakable, emanated from the planet. It wasn't a message in words or numbers but something deeper, an emotional resonance, a pull that defied explanation. The starfarers called it Danu's Call, naming it after the old Earth goddess of nature and renewal. Captain, we're picking up the signal again, Ensign Miles said, his voice tinged with wonder. It's stronger now. Kira nodded, her brow furrowed. The signal wasn't just stronger, it felt alive. It thrummed in her chest like a heartbeat. What do the scanners say? Still no origin point, replied Chief Engineer Tarek, shaking his head. It's not coming from any one location. It's like the entire planet is broadcasting. Can we make contact? Tarek hesitated. It's not that kind of signal. It's more emotional, like a memory or a dream reaching out to us. The landing. Despite the crew's unease, Kira gave the order to land. The Oisin's Promise descended through Earth's atmosphere, its thrusters cutting through the dense air with a hum. The surface was a patchwork of wilderness and ruins, nature reclaiming cities that had once teemed with life. The landing site was a clearing near what was once the Atlantic coastline. Towering trees framed the horizon, and the air was thick with the scent of salt and greenery. The crew stepped onto Earth's soil for the first time, their boots sinking slightly into the damp ground. It's beautiful, whispered Lieutenant Sarai, her voice barely audible over the rustle of leaves. Kira felt it too, a sense of reverence, as if they were walking on sacred ground. Danu's guessed. As the crew explored, the signal grew stronger, guiding them toward an ancient structure buried beneath the trees. It was a temple of sorts, built long after humanity's exodus. Its walls were covered in symbols and carvings that seemed to shift and shimmer as they approached. Inside, a figure waited. It was not human, though it bore a faint resemblance to their kind. Tall and luminous, its form seemed to flow like water, its features blending seamlessly into the light that surrounded it. Welcome home, it said, its voice echoing in their minds. Kira stepped forward, her heart pounding. Who, or what are you? The figure smiled, a gesture both alien and familiar. I am Danu, the spirit of this world. Long have I watched your kind grow, leave, and wander the stars, and now, I call you back, not for my sake, but for yours. The call of renewal. Danu explained that Earth had healed in humanity's absence. The forests had grown, the oceans had cleansed themselves, and life had thrived once more. But the spirit of the planet was not complete without its children. You carry with you the ingenuity and resilience of countless worlds, Danu said, but you have forgotten the rhythm of your first home. I call you back to remind you of what it means to belong, to be rooted in something greater than yourselves. Kira and her crew listened, their skepticism giving way to understanding. Danu wasn't just calling them back to Earth, it was inviting humanity to reconnect with its origins, to find balance between their boundless ambition and the quiet wisdom of the world that birthed them. A new beginning. The crew of the Oisin's Promise stayed on Earth for weeks, exploring its rejuvenated lands and learning from Danu. When they finally departed, they carried more than memories, they carried seeds, both literal and metaphorical, to spread across the stars. And as they left Earth's orbit, the signal faded, replaced by a feeling of peace that resonated in their hearts. Earth isn't just a place, Kira said, her voice steady. It's a part of us, and it's time we remembered. HFY note *: humanity's strength lies in its ability to grow, to adapt, and to rediscover what truly matters. In answering Earth's call, they found not only a home but a renewed sense of purpose, a reminder that even among the stars, their roots would always run deep. The Oisin's Promise had become a symbol among the stars, a ship and crew that had not only heard the Earth's call but had answered it, bringing the message of renewal and unity back to humanity's scattered colonies. The seeds of change. The seeds collected from Earth were no ordinary flora. Infused with the unique energy of the planet and carefully preserved by Danu's guidance, these seeds carried with them the essence of Earth's rebirth. Kira and her crew traveled from colony to colony, planting these seeds in barren worlds and forgotten outposts, where life had struggled to take hold. On the arid moon of Salva, 3, the seeds sparked the growth of a verdant forest within weeks. The colonists, who had toiled for generations to coax life from the harsh soil, wept as streams formed and native wildlife began to emerge, drawn by the sudden abundance. On the frozen tundras of Gliese, 292b, the seeds brought warmth and renewal, altering the planet's ecosystem to allow for agriculture and habitation. Everywhere the seeds were planted, they brought not only life but a reminder of the connection humanity had to Earth, and to one another. A divided humanity. Not all were eager to embrace Danu's gift. Among the stars, many powerful factions thrived on humanity's detachment from its origins. Corporations that mined planets to extinction saw the seeds as a threat to their control. Governments that ruled with iron fists feared the unifying message of Earth's call. The crew of the Oisin's Promise found themselves targeted by mercenaries and political agents who sought to silence them. Their mission turned into a journey of resistance, fighting not just for Earth's legacy but for humanity's future. Kira addressed her crew during one such moment of crisis. They fear us because we carry a truth they cannot control. The call of Earth isn't just about going home, it's about reminding humanity of what we can become. The Unity Accord. As the Oisin's Promise continued its journey, word of their mission spread. Colonies began to rebel against oppressive rulers, demanding access to Earth's seeds and the chance to reclaim their connection to life. Scientists, artists, and philosophers rallied around the message of Danu, finding in it a cause that transcended borders and factions. On the neutral station of Nova Parallax, a historic gathering took place. Representatives from dozens of colonies, factions, and cultures came together to form the Unity Accord. Its mission was simple yet profound: to protect the legacy of Earth, ensure the sustainable growth of humanity, and foster cooperation among the stars. Kira and her crew stood at the forefront of this movement, their ship a beacon of hope. The final visit. Years passed, and the Oisin's Promise returned to Earth. This time, it was not alone. Hundreds of ships accompanied it, each carrying representatives of colonies that had embraced the Accord. As they landed, they were greeted not by ruins but by thriving cities, carefully built to harmonize with the natural world. Danu's luminous form appeared once more, greeting Kira with a warmth that resonated through her soul. "You have done well, my children. Humanity has remembered, and in doing so, you have begun a new chapter, not just for yourselves, but for all life." Kira knelt, her voice filled with gratitude. "It was your call that guided us. We only answered." Danu's form shimmered, merging briefly with the golden light of the setting sun. "And now, you carry that call with you. Go forth and let it guide the stars." Epilogue. The Oisin's Promise became a legend, its story told for generations across the stars. Earth, no longer a forgotten relic, became a sanctuary and a symbol of hope, its rejuvenated lands a reminder of humanity's capacity to heal and grow. And through it all, the message of Danu endured, that no matter how far humanity traveled, they would always have a home, and a reason to keep reaching for the best within themselves. HFY note *: in the vastness of space, humanity rediscovered its heart. With Earth as their anchor and the spirit of Danu as their guide, they forged a new legacy, one that proved that even among the stars, humanity's greatest strength lay in its roots and its unity. The journey beyond. Years after the Oisin's Promise and its crew ignited the Unity Accord, the galaxy was undergoing a profound transformation. Colonies once isolated by distance and distrust now shared knowledge, resources, and the seeds of Earth's renewal. Vast networks of lush ecosystems flourished on barren worlds, and humanity began to reshape its fractured identity into a tapestry of interconnected cultures. But for Kira Ven, the mission was far from over. A new call. The Earth's signal, the so-called Danu's call, had not stopped with the Unity Accord. If anything, it had intensified. Kira had first felt its pull as a whisper, a faint hum deep in her consciousness. Now, it was a symphony, vibrant and urgent. "Captain," Commander Wu said, approaching her in the dim glow of the bridge, "the signal's changing again. It's no longer just Earth." Kira turned from the viewport. "Explain." Wu tapped on the console, bringing up a projection of several distant systems. "We're detecting similar resonances from other planets. Not human colonies, these are uninhabited worlds, or at least they were. It's as though they're calling to us, too." Kira's heart quickened. If Earth had awakened, could other planets, other entities like Danu, be reaching out? First Contact revisited. The Oisin's Promise was re-outfitted for a new mission, to answer these calls from across the stars. The ship, now a symbol of renewal, carried with it not only Earth's seeds but the knowledge of how to listen. Their first destination was a planet in the Vega system, an unassuming world humanity had labeled Zerath, 5, long thought barren. The planet had recently begun emitting faint signals akin to Earth's. When the crew landed, they found themselves in an environment unlike any they had seen before: crystalline forests, shimmering lakes, and air thick with an almost musical resonance. At the heart of the largest crystalline formation, they encountered something extraordinary, another luminous entity, similar to Danu yet distinctly different. "I am Athar," it said, its voice resonating like a chime. "Long have I slumbered, waiting for those who carry the light of Earth. You bring life, and with it, hope. You are welcome here." The Awakening Network. As the Oizin's promise continued its journey, the crew discovered more worlds responding to Earth's call. Each one harbored its own spirit, its own version of Danu, dormant until humanity's renewal efforts stirred them awake. On a desolate moon orbiting a dying star, they met Khalees, a being of fire and shadow that sought to reignite the core of its host planet. On a water world teeming with bioluminescent life, they encountered Naya, a voice that spoke in waves and ripples, guiding them to restore balance to its oceans. Each encounter deepened the crew's understanding of the universe and their place within it. Humanity was no longer just an explorer or a conqueror, it was a caretaker, part of a greater symphony of life. Challenges of unity. Not everyone welcomed this awakening. Factions resistant to change saw the rise of these planetary spirits as a threat. To them, the spirits represented another force vying for influence over humanity's destiny. These factions mobilized, attacking ships carrying Earth seeds and sabotaging efforts to restore life to barren worlds. Kira and her crew found themselves at the center of this conflict, defending not just the Oizin's promise but the fragile hope they had cultivated. "We're not just fighting for Earth anymore," Kira told her crew after a particularly brutal skirmish. "We're fighting for every voice, every planet that has called out to us. We can't let fear silence them." The final revelation. The journey culminated on a world unlike any they had visited before, a massive, ancient planet at the edge of the galaxy, shrouded in swirling storms and glowing with an inner light. This was no ordinary planet, it was the origin of the signals, the nexus of the Awakening Network. As the Oizin's promise approached, they were greeted by a collective presence, a convergence of every spirit they had encountered. "We are the heart of the void," the voices said in unison, "and you, humanity, are the spark that rekindles what was lost. Through your resilience and renewal, you awaken us. Together, we shall ensure the song of life endures among the stars." A legacy reborn. Kira and her crew returned to Earth one final time, their mission complete but their purpose ongoing. The seeds they had sown, both literal and metaphorical, had transformed the galaxy into a place of unity, renewal, and hope. And through it all, Danu's voice echoed in their hearts. "You were my children, born of my soil and sky. Now, you are the guardians of the stars." HFY note *: humanity's greatest strength is its ability to adapt, to learn, and to connect. In answering Earth's call, humanity became more than just a species among the stars, it became a bridge, uniting the voices of the cosmos into a song that would echo for eternity.